Garden update, 26th of February 2015. We're a month away from the end of winter, in my opinion, and we're getting nice sunny weather. This is the back garden update. At the top end on the patio I've got some overwintering oriental leaves. I find sowing them in August and then eating them over the winter is really nice, especially in spring. In about late spring it'll flower, but you get loads of greenery. Some blueberries. Some things I've been overwintering, ready for. Oh, don't look at the brassica. That's a mistake. But we've got been overwintering stuff ready for the spring. We've got their coriander. Going to go out soon. Some French Poireaux Perpetuel. No idea what onions those are, but I'm experimenting with them, watching them divide and see if I get worthwhile onions. Got some what's it called? Well, it's a perennial kale from Taunton Dean. Black mulberry, more coriander, and a cabbage grown from a cutting. Blueberries. I'm starting to get the hang of these are watercress grown in pots. And, I'm getting the hang of it. It doesn't like summer. It'll go really brown and flower, and it won't be very tasty. If you can get a piece of it through summer, end of summer, take cuttings, start new pots, full pots like this. Keep watering them. They give you lots of good leaves. Really spicy, I presume, because they're not in a stream bed. But I like them. Got the cold frames out. Green manure, mustard. It's not a nitrogen fixer, which is what I'm into, but it grows so quickly and well. I've been chopping and dropping it. So I've been cutting bits of it and then putting it underneath the mulch to help with breaking down the mulch. So I've got Poireaux Perpetuel, French perennial leek. Not very big at the moment. This one, however, is the Babington leek. As you can see, it's bigger. My perennial onions, which this one is bog standard Welsh onion, which you can get from any garden centre in the herb section. Definitely more hardy than the Japanese bunching onion, which is the beds have been mulched with a bit of compost underneath, and then wood chips on top. The wood chips taken from the tree at the end of the garden, which is a coppice pollard each year. It's a pain in the neck, that tree. It blocks out my light, so I cut the branches off and use it in the garden. We've got broad beans. My beautiful vine. There's lots of grapes, but there's so many pips in them, so I've started a new one that's seedless. Let's see whether it's any good. But there's a second advantage of growing a vine, and that's all the leaves it produces, which is good for the compost and mulch. Got shallots. They've been overwintered, which might be a mistake, because I reckon they rot more than they grow over the winter. There's 9-star perennial. They're small plants, those ones. I should have put them out earlier last year. This one's broccoli. Again, it's small. It's done from a cutting, and hopefully by spring, when it flowers, it should be bigger and give me nice broccolis. I'm hoping, anyway. More mustard. Oh, let's have a look inside the cold frames. So we've got some Volunteer elephant garlic. We've got some garlic chives. Hoping they'll spring back in the spring. Poireaux Perpetuel. And this one over here, this one of the stars of the garden, which is rocket, perennial rocket, grows forever. Well, saying that, tempting fate. So it's been growing for about 6 or 7 years now, and long may it carry on. Over here we've got sorrel. It's been going on for years, and these are garlic chives, Chinese chives. Very tasty. They're doing better in this clutch. I think these are long red Florence onions. Experimenting with them. There's cuttings, broccoli cuttings, calabrese and Kailan cuttings. I'm experimenting. Obviously they're flowering, but I find if you nip off the flowers, then it goes back to the vegetative stage, and then flowers, when it gets bigger, you make flowers normally. Anyway, it's an ongoing experiment. And one of my stars, perfect permaculture plant. This is the oh god, I've forgotten its name again. It's perpetual kale. It's Taunton Dean. This has been heavily harvested. That's been less harvested. It keeps going forever. Hardly needs any fertilisation. I put some wood chips and a bit of compost, but only a small amount. Leeks put out too late, but I shall eat them anyway. My garlic, heavily mulched, sheet mulched. There's bits of old greenery, compost and wood chips. More mustard and oriental mustards with some perennial onions. Elephant garlic, another perfect permaculture plant. No matter what you do to it, it comes out with nice big bulbs for you to eat. Boiled beans. I've been experimenting. Well, I'm interested in these are Japanese buncheon onions. They're not as hardy. These are seedlings. They're not as hardy as the Welsh onion, which is the same species, but Welsh onion is a variety that's hardier, in my opinion. And so I've split them up into 5s, and I'm going to see how much they divide this next year and eat half of them, and then just carry on like that. Just see how quickly they divide, how useful as a perennial vegetable plant. And again, divided these up again into 5s, remulched, a bit of compost. And this one, 9-star perennial broccoli. Next month, this will start it heading up. Hopefully, tempting fate again. Hopefully there'll be a lovely massive amount of broccoli like last year. This has been going on, it must be 4 years now, this one. So I highly recommend this. I propagate from cuttings again, just treat it like any kale. You rip off a side shoot, tiny side shoot, and then put it in some compost, and 6 weeks later, got a new plant. Anyway, that's me garden update. See you later.